Ladies and gentlemen, how the hell are you? Just hanging out here at Kiesel Custom Guitars. We got a brand new desk for you. We're selling them. They're half off right now. We actually had like some crazy times where we had people trying to sell couches. Remember that? And trolls. That was funny. Anyway, hanging out. It's the live Q&A, the weekly live Q&A every Wednesday, typically right at 3 o'clock or pretty close, or California 3 o'clock maybe. We're a few minutes late. If you guys missed it, we launched a new model, the Thanos, last week on Friday. We launched a bunch of new options on the Builder. Some of the options we've been doing for a while, but they weren't available on the Builder. We did launch those on the Builder, so that's pretty cool. During the live, what we're going to do is we have a deal of the hour, this Thanos here. I have a customer guitar, and I'm also going to answer your questions. So this is your opportunity to start typing in your question you want to know. It doesn't have to be guitar related. Ask whatever you want. So go ahead and type in your questions while I kind of talk here a little bit, and then I'll get to your questions. We are, still doing really good on production, working overtime still, and I don't think we're hiring right now. We're at 60 employees. I think we're kind of cruising at 60. It's the most we've ever had. Trying to get those a good amount of numbers up. We're not trying to just get guitars out of here. High quality's got to be super high. I tell my guys anytime they're working on something for me and I need it, say, look, take your time, but don't dawdle. Don't delay in between steps. Don't get on your phone. Don't cut the personal conversations, things like that. So we're really focusing on trying to get caught up. We've been caught up, and then we get backlogged. It depends on sales. I think right now we're quoting, right around 14 to 20 weeks. We'll see where that order time goes. I do have a customer guitar here for Brad, and Brad, it is super early. This was scheduled for 2/24. So look at this, beautiful Aries. Let me look at it real quick myself. Oh man, that top. That is actually a really nice Swamp Ash top. Black raw tone, black limbo body. You can see the RNC, so you can see the body through there. I love the way black limbo bodies feel. I'm not a huge, I don't go right to black limbo, but I do like black limbo bodies still. I don't care for them for the neck. You can see this is a beautiful roasted neck. Plain maple, but it's got some compression flame in it, which you can get from time to time. It's got a decent amount of flame right in that area. Love the ring inlays on this Royal Ebony fretboard, reverse headstock, just a gorgeous guitar. The thing I really like about these raw tones is they're very affordable, because you can put affordable options like a Swamp Ash top, like a black limbo body, rear natural clear, a solid color on it. Get that RNC finish, and you have something that just looks so good. Such a rad looking one. And then you have the headstock matching the fretboard. Just such a beautiful, beautiful instrument. So anyway, and that's super early. So we're like basically 4 weeks early on that. And that can happen. We're looking pretty straight on that one. That can happen. We can be early on builds. This one is our new Thanos headless guitar. And the thing I like about the Thanos is it's compact, neck to bridge, but it's wide. It's got some width to it, so it doesn't feel like such a small guitar. It's still compact because the overall length is down compared to a traditional guitar with a headstock, but it does have some width to it, some body to it. So this could be a great option for you guys that maybe it's your first headless guitar, you haven't bought one yet. Obviously it's got a funky shape to it, which is super cool. And then kind of keeping with the tradition of the HSS and kind of the vintage look with the traditional sunburst and alder body, I did a rosewood fretboard, 10-inch fretboard radius on it, my dad's single coil pickups, and then our beryllium covered humbucker. It's going to be a tone monster. Beautiful roasted neck, thicker neck profile. And this guy I'm letting go for $2,000. It's actually on the website for $2,300 right now. And I don't normally grab guitars that are already online and discount them. I just wanted to show off a new Thanos, give someone the ability to grab this particular guitar and get a hell of a deal, get it for $2,000. So if you want this guitar, you can call my guys at 858 Guitars and grab this exact guitar. We'll ship it right out to you tomorrow. Is it crooked, straight?
It's a little crooked.
A little crooked. It's hard with that strap right there. And then finishes, we show off this. This is new. We've done some reverse Cali bursts, but in the past when we've done the reverse Cali, we on that camera, Brandon? Or
yeah.
In the past when we've done it, we've typically left this without like the grayed out look, and we started testing the grayed look to it, what we normally do on a Cali burst, and we loved it, for a reverse Cali. So that's how they're going to look. So if you order one on the builder, or you just call in and get a reverse Cali, we're naturally going to gray out the area that's not painted. Now you can get it natural, more of like a summer look, or like a more of a vintage, like a yellowish kind of look to it, creamy look, I should probably say. You can do that if you call in, but this is what you're normally going to get, and it's just such an amazing look. Love how this thing looks. And this one actually sold. This one was on the website for, I think, $2,800 and sold. Beautiful alder body, roasted neck, bird's eye roasted fretboard. It's one of the builds I put through to showcase this finish, so it's cool to see it sell so quickly. You can see some other guitars behind me, like the Delos with the Floyd. That's an option now online. 24 fret only. We have a satin pickguard. You can also get the Delos in both the regular and the HD with Fishmans. That's also a new option. The Lyra, you can see this beautiful one. No bevel on it, just a rounded body edge. And originally when I designed this model, it did not have a bevel. We ended up adding a bevel at the request per Greg Howe. It's a co-design model, and so I was talking with Greg and saying, hey, for 2023, I want to start offering these bevel delete. He thought that was a great idea, so here they are, giving you guys more flexibility. And the last one I'm going to show off is just our fade finishes, and then we'll get into your questions. So this is a fade out of our custom shop. And so to get a fade, you're going to pay the rear natural clear charge, or a charge basically to not continue the finish onto the body. When you're doing a fade that's translucent and you have to wrap it around the body, it's a lot more work getting the sides and back and everything to match. It's a lot of flipping back and forth. So for us to be able to offer these affordable, it's a $50 fade. We require either a painted body like this. This is a white gloss body, or you can get a rear natural clear. So pretty cool look. I'm loving this one. I mean, you get this thing turned sideways with the multi-scale, and you get that headstock. It's just, I was telling the guys, if it was a 6, it already would have gone home with me. This one's also on the website and available, as well as I think pretty much all these other ones. So that's kind of it for what's new. I mean, I did miss some things like P90s, Fishman's pickups in the bass. There's a lot going on, color treated boards, roasted bodies on the website, summer ash treatment, all kinds of good stuff. So if you missed last week's video, you can always go back and watch it on YouTube. I'd recommend, because the quality is going to be a little higher. So go check it out and call my guys if you have any questions. But speaking of questions, what do you guys want to know?
What was the inspiration for the Thanos shape?
We wanted to do something kind of funky, and obviously the name Thanos. You guys know I'm a Marvel guy, and a lot of Star Wars stuff going on with me. Yeah, just wanted to do something a little funky, kind of a little retro modern, and that was it.
Have you ever watched The Boys?
I have. Yeah, I've seen, I think, almost all of season 1, and maybe all of season 1, and then we just got sidetracked with another show. We keep meaning to go back to it. We've been watching, there's this Mariana, what's her last name? She does a show called Trafficked, And basically it's a show that they cover like all kinds of crazy stuff, and she goes like deep, not undercover, but like blatantly obvious, like, hey, I'm with National Geographic and I'm doing a documentary on, it could be cocaine, marijuana, drugs, car trafficking, human trafficking, all kinds of crazy stuff. And we've been watching that. They just released season 3. It's pretty crazy, to watch the show, and some of the people, like they let her in and they talk about it. Some of them are like hidden, they do like voice disguisers and stuff like that. But it's a pretty crazy show, the situations that she gets herself into, and it's like, man, it's kind of sketch at times. That's a good show if you're looking for something that's more documentary style, and kind of real world where you could learn something or learn about something. And those shows are great if you're wanting to pay attention. There's also the great shows like Family Guy where you just want to like zone out or whatever and do nothing. So
can you buy separate wooden backplates or trim covers?
You can, yeah, call my guys.
What are the differences between Richlight and Ebony?
So Richlight is man-made. Ebony is grown in the forest, so that would be obviously your biggest difference. I'm sure you probably already knew that. The advantages of Richlight over Ebony. Number one, the Richlight is pure black. There's no discoloration in it at all. Where Ebony can have brown streaking, some calcium white streaking in it. It's going to have grain pattern to it. So if you want something that's pure black, the Richlight is going to be hands down. As far as stability and fretboard shrinkage, the Richlight's still going to win on that because it doesn't expand or contract as easy as an actual living thing like wood. So you have some advantages. The disadvantage is it's not wood. I still am a wood guy, and I like, the fact that the guitars, there's so many components that are hardwoods and exotic woods and responsibly sourced always. But I do see the point for Richlight. I think it is a cool option for those that really want to make sure their fretboard is blacked out. We do have to probably go up on Richlight. What's happening with the Richlight is it's such a hard material. It's wearing our saw blades out when we go to cut the fret slots. So we're having to swap out saw blades more often. So it's costing us a decent amount more. Material cost is similar to Ebony, but now I'm getting into tooling costs, and even labor pressing the frets in is a little more cumbersome because it is such a hard, dense, man-made product.
How did Kiesel Day feel, and do you plan on making it annually? Enjoyed it much more than NAMM shows?
It was awesome. I mean, it had, for me, for our side here, hopefully, you guys looking in, it had the same feel as NAMM. Without it being NAMM, I didn't get deathly sick after the show, as I seem to have like the last 3 years in a row, sometimes even having to leave the show and miss the last day. And that's no drinking or partying or drugs or anything like that. It's just getting really, really sick. Yeah, it was neat. It was cool, getting our showroom all done up, arranging the posters, getting new posters for our artists, and just having that like teamwork vibe of having this goal. We got to do this. We got to get this ready. Here's our deadline. Boom, let's go. And then cameras on. We had Scott and Justin come down and do some playing live. Brandon hopped in there and played live with the guys as well, and had some pre-recorded stuff. So I think it was really cool. And if you guys want to see more of that type of content, let the guys know. I mean, share it. Give a good positive response, because there's a lot of work that goes in behind the scenes that it doesn't even involve me. I mean, yeah, I got to put the builds in and kind of arrange things the way I want, but I mean, Brandon had a lot of editing to do. Zach had a lot of preparation. The guys just really worked hard and put a lot of effort in. So if you want to see more stuff like that, definitely, push that stuff out there for us. We see it reach really far. We see a lot of positive. It's going to motivate us to do more of it. So hopefully we'll have more of it. Sorry to be so long-winded, but it was such a cool thing, and everybody worked so hard to make that happen.
What's the difference between blacked out ash and antique ash?
It's a great question. So blacked out ash is a staining process that we do, And then the antique ash is a staining process, and we sand it. So when we black the ash out, we're not sanding anything away to show more of the natural or the color of the wood with the stain effect. We're just leaving it blacked out. You should be able to Google and see some examples of Kiesel blacked out or antique ash, and those are both on the website, so you can check those out as well.
Would you ever offer other colors of rich light?
You know, the colors I would want to offer, number one, would be white. They can't do it. I've already asked them. The reason for that is the particles, the fibers of the wood they're using, those aren't white, and the glue's not white. So, you know, they can get us kind of like a caramelized almost look, like similar to like a roasted, but not quite roasted. You know, we'll see how the rich light continues to go, and maybe we could add some colors. I would want vibrant, bright colors, which they can't make. They can make like a blue that looks pretty cool. It's kind of like a navy blue. They can make a red that's kind of like a maroon burgundy. You know, it's like if I want to offer colors, I want you guys to see these colors and have them be vibrant and popping off the fretboard and going, whoa, look at that. Kind of like the color treated boards. So without getting that, I just don't see the reason to offer them. I'm not saying never, it's just not right now.
Have you ever witnessed an order which you said it's going to be awful, then it turned out to be a masterpiece?
I don't think so. Not where I thought it was going to be awful and it was a masterpiece. I've seen some where I'm surprised how good they look, but not where I'm like, oh God, that's going to be hideous. And then you're like, that's amazing. Oh, I mean, nothing like that. No. Not that I can think of. Usually when I say that's going to be a train wreck, it's a train wreck. And sometimes we just tell the customers no, or we'll even, I remember, you know, in years past, we've gotten into it with customers over email, over the phone, and we're like, look, this is not going to look good. We don't want to do it. And we will email them and make them email us back saying, I understand you don't recommend it, but I still want to do it. And the sad thing is we make them acknowledge that. And I've had guys try to return guitars. There's a dude in particular that bought a Buckeye top and put a trans pearl pink over it. And we were like, this is going to be ugly. We don't want to do it. Nope, it's what I want. I know it's what I want. No, it's not going to look good. And we made him sign, you know, back and forth with email. And, you know, something to the effect, I understand you don't recommend it. You don't think it's going to look good, but I will take this guitar. I cannot return it. Guess what? He gets it. He sent it, shipped it back to us 6 times. We had to keep refusing delivery. We literally had to, like, the FedEx guy would show up and be like, hey, you got anything from, I don't remember the guy's name. He'd be like, yep, I got another one. Yep, return to sender. So we're not paying to ship it back to him. And he finally stopped. But then he bitched online and we're the jerks. It's like, we literally told you, we don't want to do this. We don't recommend it. We made him sign. And then he makes us look bad online because his choice was a bad choice. So unfortunately, we have a society like that where even if we tell people we don't want to do something, we don't recommend it, you know, of course we'll do it if you really want to, but here's what we recommend. And then we still end up sometimes looking pretty bad publicly because they don't tell the whole story. So,
can you get master grade and K-top zebra wood tops?
no, I don't really have anything that's such, especially not K-top. I've never saw a piece of, you know, walk by and seen a piece of zebra wood and gone like, oh man, that's like, you know, I've seen some cool stuff, but no, I'm sorry. I mean, we could always pick you out something really cool, but I don't know that there's such thing as master grade. Definitely nothing that I would call K-top.
Why isn't the K series on the online builder?
The reason for that, it's a great question. The reason for that is there's a ton of features on the K series and options that we don't charge for. So for example, you get a K series, you could get an Arctic finish, it's no charge. You can get a Jeff fade, you know, multicolor finish, it's no charge. I don't have examples or ways to showcase those finishes. You know, it's kind of like this reverse Cali right here is kind of like the affordable Arctic. You know, yeah, it's not Arctic, it doesn't look like Arctic, that's for sure, but it still has that vibe and it's super affordable. So that is why on the K series, we do not allow the orders to be done online is because there's such a pinnacle guitar and there's so many things you can do that we have no way of showcasing on the website. And also adjusting prices. I'd have to have a price. Okay, if it's on a K series, it's a no charge Arctic instead of Arctic. It's very complicated. It sounds easy, but it's really not.
No question, just glad to be back in the fold, eagerly awaiting my swirl and placing an order for another crescent sim.
That's awesome. Sounds like someone was with us and gone for a little while. That's cool. Good to have whoever it is back.
Heard there was a supply problem with Pearl Heart. Has that cleared up? Purple.
Oh, Purple Heart.
I don't know how to read.
Yeah, we did have some Purple Heart shortages, and as far as I know, we're good to go. You know, and it's always hard to tell because sometimes the market will shift so much, and all of a sudden, you know, we're selling a ton of, you know, Purple Heart 3-piece necks. You know, we ran into something similar where almost all the orders are stainless steel jumbo frets. So we are running really low on stainless steel jumbo frets, and they're made in Germany. It's by Jeskar, and so we have a 2-day air shipment coming in. It'll be here on Friday, so we don't run out. But trends can change, and typically we have enough stuff. But when we're working overtime, and all of a sudden, you know, you're gluing up and you know, fretting 25 necks in a day, it's like, okay, well, I'm getting a little low, and then, you know, out of 25 necks, maybe only 7 of them are stainless jumbos. Now, if it's like 20 out of 25, like, oh wow, you know. And so since kind of November, we've been using a lot more stainless jumbo, which is cool. It's great. I mean, that's what we recommend. I mean, that's what we use on a lot of our stuff.
Scott Janzer is asking, how would you describe the difference between grabber blue and sky blue?
What's up, Scott? Grabber blue's got more of a, I would call a medium blue tint to it, and sky blue definitely has a more, like a lighter, like it's got more white in it. You know, to mix the paint, there's more white in it. So that's probably the best way. They are similar, you know, so if you were to like put them on like a rainbow spectrum, you're gonna have sky blue being quite a bit lighter than grabber blue. But a similar overall look though, I would say. Like same family of blues.
Would you guys ever do a Jazzmaster style guitar? Would be sick to have a 7-string like that.
You never know. You know, it's something we've talked about over the years, you know, doing some kind of like a funky, you know, offset guitar. I mean, the Lyra scratches that kind of itch for some people, but not for everybody. Especially the Lyra with the non-bevel, right? And that was the intentions of that model originally.
I hope you're doing well. My next build will most likely be an Aries with a spalted maple top. Would you recommend clear or satin? The message just disappeared.
Oh, got it. Thank you. I am doing great. Hopefully you're doing great as well. So with spalted maple builds, especially if you have a bevel, I always recommend a 3-piece body. So you can get that black layer. So you have the spalted top with all the cool black lines in it. You have that 3-piece layer separating the top from the body. And I would personally go with a mahogany body. I think that's like tonal and looks wise pairs the best with spalt. And then I'm up in the air on what I would do. I potentially could see a trans black burst on the top, you know, body binding effect and rear natural clear. I could see the trans black burst on the top, body binding effect, and trans black burst wrapping around to the back. And then I could see doing nothing. I would definitely not do solid black though. I would definitely do a trans black, if anything at all.
How many extra days would a monster verse add to a build?
It's not so many extra days, it's because I'm the one doing the finish. It depends on my workload, you know, what I have going on, what I'm in the middle of. Am I in town? Am I out, you know, for a week or two racing? Right when your guitar goes, you know, it's like I could have 30 guitars sitting there, and I'm getting through them. Yours is right there. Yours is the next one I'm gonna work on. And then you've already been delayed 2 weeks or so for me to get through those guitars. And then I leave for a race for 2 weeks. It could add a month. I don't know. It's impossible to know. I mean, I'm not 40 hours a week in the shop doing custom shop finishes. So there's no way to really to say. The only thing I will tell you is if you're on a deadline time-wise, or you're not a super patient person, don't order a Jeff to do finish. Just get something else. Don't get a K series, don't get color treated boards, don't get denims, don't get Arctics, don't get Monster Bursts, don't get any of that if you're not a patient person. If you're a patient person and you want something like that, and you want something special, then order it with the expectation of, I don't care when it shows up, but I'm gonna be stoked when it does. And if you can't do that, which a lot of people can't, and in some cases I can't either, I would advise not ordering one with a Jeff to do anything.
I'm thinking about getting a small guitar. I'm deciding between a Vader or a Leia.
Awesome. Both are small guitars, both obviously neck throughs. I would say pick what you like better, single cuts or double cuts, but you can't really go wrong. If you're gonna lap play it most of the time, the Vader will win hands down. I believe that's our most comfortable lap guitar on a couch. So if you're doing a lot of lap playing, the Vader is by far, in my opinion, the best guitar we have.
What is the series called where you can get a quilted maple top and back?
That's a Kiesel edition. Yeah, so that's our Kiesel edition series. So you get a master grade quilt top, master grade quilt back. If you want quilt, you could get other woods, and then there's a layer in between the top and the body and the back and the body. Those could be other exotic woods. They can be the black, paper we use, and they can be, non-exotic but other woods, like plain maple or something.
Jasco Plumbing Supply is wondering, hey Jeff, did you and Flock come up with a design for my K series?
Sure did, buddy. You're gonna be stoked. Thanks for all the love on that, man. Yeah, I think you got in on, I think that was 4 builds between Black Friday and Cyber Monday, if I remember right. Well, not 4 builds. I think it was 3 builds and 1 in stock, I think.
Does roasting a body make the guitar lighter?
It does. So when you roast the body, you change kind of the chemical makeup of the body itself, or of the wood. By that I mean you're removing some of the natural kind of ingredients that are in the wood. Some of that is kind of like a sugar in the wood, and you also remove a little bit more moisture. And so when you do that, you lighten the instrument. What we've seen typically is around a 10% weight reduction with roasting either a neck or a body blank. And that's just on, sorry, Brandon, and that's just on the wood. That's not a 10% reduction of the whole instrument. Let's say the body itself weighs, 3 pounds. You could see 0.3 of a pound reduction. So it's nothing crazy. You're not going to be like, well, it's roasted, what the hell? I thought it was going to be as light as a feather. That's not going to be the case. And it's as much as 10%. It all depends on the wood itself. Some woods are more dense, while other pieces of, especially swamp ash, are less dense. The less dense the wood is, the less it's going to remove. The more dense, the more weight it's going to remove, because the more moisture potential of cooking out, the more sugars cooking out that you're going to have. Sorry, Brandon.
Would you guys ever offer Wenge or rosewood necks?
So we did offer rosewood necks at one point. My problem with the rosewood is, we're standing behind the product, and they want to twist over time, and it doesn't seem to be a rhyme or reason with the rosewood. It's such a heavy, such a strong wood, and it's amazing. And it's not all of them. It's just every once in a while we get one that just wants to just start twisting, and it could be 5 years later. So I decided not to offer them. I think they're beautiful. I love them. But with the high price, the very high weight it adds to your instrument, and the potential for twisting, I don't think it's worth it. I do have some amazing Cocobolo that I had here for necks that I've cut into fingerboards. So if you love Cocobolo, we do have that. They make great fingerboard woods. As far as Wenge, it's a very porous wood. I'm kind of a germaphobe, and when you have the porosity of the wood and these big open, like kind of like almost like rice grain, size pieces, not as deep. You have that, and you can get all these dead skin and all this dirt and kind of bacteria trapped in there, and it just grosses me out. I don't even want to like work on them if they come in here for service or anything. And I don't like the way it feels. So it's something we've never offered. I'm not saying we never will. You never know what the future holds. It's just something, it's hard for me to take your money when I just don't believe in something. It is a strong wood and it does look cool. I'll give you guys that, but I think that's where it ends. I don't think it makes for a fast neck. I'm not saying you can't play fast on it, because shit, I've seen Tosin rip it up with a Wenge neck before. It's just not for me. And I think if you tried one in person, it might not be for you too.
Is radiation green still an option? I don't see it on the builder.
It is not an option, but you can always call in and get it as an option 50. Anything you guys want, color-wise, you can call in and you can get a custom color. You can even say, hey, I have a whatever kind of car, a BMW in Laguna Seca blue. We'll do that for you. If you want a color match, it's no problem. Just call my guys.
When choosing splatter on the builder, how much splatter should we expect? A lot or not?
You should expect something similar to the example.
Any plans to offer more 24 and 3/4 inch scale models?
No plans at the moment. We don't sell a lot of them, and I feel like what we do have that we offer them in is good. I think we have a lot of good choices.
Would you recommend a mahogany body with an ash top?
I would. I think that's a great combo.
Can you do a roasted maple 3-piece layer?
A roasted maple 3-piece layer. I don't know. It depends on the model, I would say. I'm open to trying it. Not trying it. I'm open to doing it. I guess it'd have to be the right set of options on the build to where we think it's going to look good. We're not doing a bunch of excessive staining. So I could be open to it. Yeah, call my guys.
If you were between ordering a Delos and the new Lyra with bevel delete, which one would you order?
Well, I'm putting an order for a Lyra in right now, so I would order a Lyra. I actually put my personal Lyra up for sale. It should be online at some point, if not already. It's a pink one, raw tone. I'm going to get the same exact specs. I just want the rounded body. I don't want the bevel on it. I don't want the sharper edges. It's a great looking instrument. It's very comfortable, but I'm going for a different look with that model. And I feel like the rounded body with the arm bend really accomplishes the look that I'm going for. So I'll be putting in a build, and I'll probably actually drop off the raw tone. I haven't put the build in yet, but and I'll probably change the body over to mahogany and just paint it gloss pink. And I'll probably use our new pink, actually.
Which finishes do you do exclusively?
There's quite a few. The denims, Arctic, the Jeff fades. Obviously now we have, our custom shop fades here, which are amazing. There's a bunch of different finishes.
Paul King is wondering, can you do a fade finish purple to white?
What's up, Paul? We could do like a purple to like a trans white, or if you wanted, I'd recommend going a natural to purple. I think that could look cooler. That would be just my 2 cents. Tell Kayla I said hi.
Thank you for offering the new pink. Thinking about getting it on my new build. What made you want to offer this?
You're welcome. I felt like we were missing just a medium straight, normal pink, just not a light pink, not a hot pink, not altered, just a normal pink. And I think it looks really killer. I really like the way it looks. We wanted to offer a few new custom shop colors. So if you guys didn't watch the live on Friday of what we launched, we did launch a new solid, like a medium pink. We're just calling it pink. We're not actually calling it medium pink, but a new pink, a new solid purple, sky blue, pink, purple, pearl, which is a really cool 80s color. And we have the reverse caliburst, the fades. There's 5 different fade colors. The KTBs online, which KTB stands for color treated board. Those are available on maple, flame maple, and bird's eye maple. We did roasted ash bodies, roasted alder bodies, summer ash treatment. I think that wraps up the finish options. So those are the new finish options, and the reverse caliburst. I think I did miss that. But that does wrap up the new finish options, so pretty stoked on those.
Why don't you offer walnut fingerboards?
You know, I've never tried to build a guitar with a walnut fingerboard. I don't know. It's a good question. Maybe I should test it, since I love walnut necks so much.
Is the difference between maple, bird's eye maple, flamed maple fingerboards purely aesthetic, or can you actually feel it?
No, it's a difference. And the flame maple's the softest, and the plain maple's the hardest. So, in fact, you know, when we have our touring musicians, we advise them very strongly not to go with flame maple for the fingerboard because, you know, they're more susceptible to, you know, fretboard shrinkage and or frets loosening up over time and potentially coming slightly unseated. So, you know, you don't have big concerns. And plus you're under warranty. It's just if you're going to be traveling a lot, it could become an issue. Having said that, Scott Carstairs is one of the sweatiest, you know, shreddiest guitar players I know. Doesn't have any problem with his. So he's just a beast.
Can you get a painted neck like the in-stock Vader on a bolt-on neck?
We do not offer painted necks on bolt-ons. The reason for that is when it comes time to fitting the neck in the pocket, we have a very tight fitting neck to pocket joint. Some companies don't, and they require a lot of paint buildup so the neck's not so sloppy in the pocket. That's not the case with us. So when we do paint a neck, that's why we stopped offering painted bolt-ons. It's a tremendous amount of back and forth opening up the neck pocket, and you have to do it very slowly so you don't end up with this huge neck pocket and the neck doesn't fit, it's swimming inside. So we decided to keep the quality as high as possible, to keep the fit and finish and the longevity of the instrument best as possible. We decided to no longer offer painted back of the bolt-on necks. You can still get it on a set neck or a neck through. You can still get either painted gloss, painted clear gloss, so it's, I guess I should say painted a color, so whatever color it is, and then gloss it. You can leave it clear, like taped off so you see the back of the neck like on the Will Swan signature, and then painted gloss, or you can do the same version but satin. So you have 4 options on our neck throughs and our set neck instruments.
This is going to be the last comment. Austin Haynes says, I'd like to buy your lyre. I emailed Flock to order it at the beginning of the live.
Cool. Oh, well, if you emailed Flock to get it at the beginning of the live, this live, maybe, hopefully this live, hopefully not the live from Friday. That's awesome. Well, Austin, hopefully you get it. Stoked on that. And I guess that's all the time we have. So as always, if you guys have any questions at all, please call my guys. You know, I feel like so many of us call a company and we're like, okay, where am I going to get transferred to? What's going to happen? Who the hell's going to pick up the phone? My guys here are guitar nerds. They want to have a conversation with you. They want to help you. They want to figure out what you're playing, you know, what style of music. Do you want to send in your own strings? Do you want us to set it up with your tuning? Do you want to send in your own pickups? You set it up with your pickups, build it with your pickups. You know, all those things. So don't feel like you have to use the online builder. The online builder is amazing. I'm very happy with it. In fact, we're launching a new update to it Friday, which I'll get to in a second. But I want to finish my train of thought here. But my guys are here. They're here to help you. And I know maybe in the past, maybe you called a year or 2 ago, we didn't always have the most friendly staff. We had some snarky, we had some attitude here, we had some people that needed to go. They're not here anymore. So call my guys, talk to them, pick their brains. They're here just for you, literally. So definitely do that. Do have a version of the builder that's launching on Friday, so we're relaunching the whole builder. What you're going to be able to do on Friday is you're going to be able to save up to 5 builds. So you'll have like, hopefully like some kind of cool like rack or something you put the guitar in. I don't know how it works. I haven't seen it yet, but you could grab the build and pull it up. So you have 5 builds you can save, and you'll be able to share those builds. So you configure a guitar, you can send your friend your code. Hey, here's my build code, what do you think? And share that stuff. So that's really cool. You know, my guys are working really hard here on the builder, on our website, on everything here. So stoked with my staff and the progress we've been making. So hopefully you guys are too. And
Real quick,
yeah.
Austin said that he got that lyra.
Oh, cool. Austin, stoked, man. Stoked you got that lyra. It's a great guitar. I just wanted the rounded, non-beveled. Obviously, I have so many beveled guitars. You know, kind of crazy to have the, you know, some people will call me the bevel king, but to like sell off a bevel guitar for a non-bevel is kind of crazy. And I still love the bevel. But on that note, if you guys need anything, call my guys, 858 Guitars, and you know, staying tuned Friday for the new builder. Build up your 5 guitars, share them with buddies. We'll see you.